So now we're going to jump into actually an email section. So if I wanted to compose an email, I can send it from a lot of different groups because I added that send mail as section. And settings and advanced, and then you can enable templates. That's where you can disable and enable templates. So I like having that one enabled. I use it quite a bit. Email templates I wanted to show you is in more options when you wanted to create a new email. And then if you send about the same email a lot of times to different people, then templates is a great resource because then you can just select your template and fill in whatever your blanks are. So you can have this one, change that to a blank. Hi, hello. Get rid of that. And now I should be able to save that as a template and save it as the same one right over it. So now that template's been updated. I have too many templates in here. So I'm just gonna delete that draft. So I really like the templates when I'm sending out the same thing to different people, and it just needs to be a little bit different.
So Tracy, how did you get to the templates again? Because I didn't see you actually open that up.
Yeah, compose, the 3 dots, more options next to the trash can. And then there's templates. If you have a draft, like if I had something written in here, testing stuff. So now I have a little draft. So now I can go to templates and save this draft as a template. And I also like to schedule. So we go back to our test template. There's this down arrow right next to send. And you can schedule when you send stuff out. Change the from staff council. I'm gonna schedule it to send tomorrow at 8 a.m. So now it's in my scheduled messages and I can edit it or delete it, but it won't send right away. So your own distribution list is kind of deceitful. We talked briefly about distribution lists, about how you send out an email and it goes to everyone on the list, to their personal inbox. Google calls the same feature labels. So if we popped over to contacts, you can see that I have a handful of labels right here. And I don't manage it very much. I'll pop into the staff council label for now. And as you can see, it's really not up to date at all. There's a lot of folks that aren't on staff council anymore, and it's not necessary unless there's something very specific you want, or if it's easier because it's a small group for you to manage on your own, then it's a great option. So to remove someone from the group, I think you just hit more actions to remove from label. And to add someone from the group, I think that's a little bit more complicated or harder to find, but you have to search for them and then go to more actions and select the label you want to add them to. And then just click somewhere to save. And now back at the staff council email, you can see that Kay's been added. And so to use these labels that you create all on your own in your contacts, you could just compose, and if you know the label name, you start typing that label name. And you can see it's the second one that comes up. Click on it and it auto-populates all the people in that under that label, which is not the same as a distribution list, but it behaves similarly enough that I gave it the same name in the agenda. Mail merge is a fairly new feature. Not a lot of people are going to need to use mail merge, but if you need to send the same email to hundreds of people, but with slight variations, mail merge is a great opportunity. It's a custom made tool by us, so it needs your feedback to make it better. So letting us know the kinds of things that you need will help us. Oh, I didn't want to save and start over. Wait for that to load. It's a tool built into UAS Online. To get access, just reach out to the help desk. It's not one that everyone has access to automatically. And so to format it, you just, I just take something in like an Excel spreadsheet and copy and paste that. And everything on this top line are like your headers for the different fields. So I'm going to load that, and then it's going to pop in and show you the next section. This is where you can personalize your message. It's got all of the same stuff except for these sections right here are specifically ask this tool to fill in those blanks. So if you needed to send someone a list of the books that are overdue and you needed to send that to, I don't know, 500 people, because there's that many people with overdue books, you could have it auto-populate through the list that you just put when you uploaded the data. And so if you forget what you call things, you can just look at the drop-down menu and it'll show you what your names are, and then just follow the prompts to update it. And it looks pretty cool because it doesn't look like this mess that you see here, but instead when you go to preview message, it has the content that you told it to put in place of those emails. So it's got that specific information in there. And it'll update and for each individual. So each individual has their specific information in there, which is a pretty handy tool to have if you need to send the same message with slight differences to a large group of people at once. There's not much I want to say about Outlook, except you can get Outlook and Google to talk to each other, and we can help you set that up. I don't have Outlook on this computer, otherwise I would just pull it up. But we do have a section and we can help you with getting Outlook. If you want to use it, it's not required to use it. It's just an email client to access your resources. And so to access it, you just open the Google Tools, which there's a link to. The name of the Google Tools changes all of the time. I think right now it's called the Google Suite Sync tool or Google Workspace Sync tool. It might be on your computer if you go to the Start menu and scroll down to the G's for Google. It might already be installed on your computer if you have a university build. And then Cody had a quick question about getting the delegate accounts on there. Where's that software page? There it is. To add a delegate account, you go to the G Suite Sync, which has changed now to Google something sync. So just look for something in the Google section that ends in sync on your computer, and then add account for delegation. Reach out to the help desk, we can help you with that too. But all I really wanted to say about Outlook is that you can get Google and Outlook to play nicely if you want to, but it's not required, and contact us for help getting that to work.